In 265 BCE, in a battle, Hero led the Syracusans to victory against their enemies. The people of Syracuse chose Hero to be their king. Hero was grateful to the gods for his success and good fortune, and he decided to show his gratitude to the gods. For that, he decided to place in a certain temple a golden crown in their honor. The crown was to be shaped like a wreath. So Hero weighed out a certain amount of gold coins and he appointed a goldsmith. He commanded the goldsmith to fashion out a gold crown in the shape of a wreath for the gods. The goldsmith did as he was ordered, and on the appointed day he delivered the king an exquisitely designed gold coin shaped in the form of a wreath. The mass of the wreath was exactly the same as the mass of the gold coin the king had given to the goldsmith. Hero was pleased and he paid the goldsmith handsomely. Hero made preparations for the ceremony to place the wreath in the temple he had chosen. Now, on the appointed day of the ceremony, Hero heard certain rumors. He heard that the goldsmith had cheated him and he had given him a crown not made of pure gold, but it had certain amount of silver mixed along with gold. So that meant that the goldsmith had actually stolen some of the gold which Hero had given to him for making the crown. Hero was furious to hear this, that the goldsmith might have tricked him. But he wanted to determine the truth before punishing the goldsmith. Hero believed that there was only one man in Syracuse who could help him. This man was his cousin Archimedes, who studied philosophy as well as physics. So he appointed Archimedes to solve his problem. Deep in thought, pondering about solving the king's problem, Archimedes one day walked to the public bath. Still thinking about the golden crown, he went through the rituals of cleansing and washing, and he stepped into the tub of cool water. Now, as he began to lower himself, the water in the tub began to spill out from the sides. Curious, Archimedes continued to lower himself slowly into the water. He noticed as he immersed himself more into the water, the more water spilled out of the tub. He realized that now he has found the solution to Hero's problem. He was excited about it and he jumped out of the tub at once. He ran all the way home without remembering to put his clothes on and shouting Eureka, Eureka all the way. Now Archimedes demonstrated in front of the king what exactly was wrong with the crown that the goldsmith had given him. He demonstrated in front of Hero that the crown which the goldsmith had given him was actually impure. It was not pure gold. Infuriated, Hero ordered goldsmith into his chambers and punished him severely. So that was the last time the king heard of the goldsmith. So what do you think? How do you think Archimedes was able to solve the king's problem? Let us see. Now I have already told you that the mass of the crown which the king got back from the goldsmith was the same as the mass of the gold coins. So it was difficult for the king to find out whether or not the goldsmith has mixed any impurities or mixed any silver along with gold to make the crown. So, how exactly did Archimedes solve this problem? Well, he used a different principle called density. Now, what is density? Density is mass per unit volume, or mathematically it is mass divided by volume. So, we know that the mass of the gold coins was the same as the mass of the crown. Now, if the gold crown was indeed made of pure gold, then density of the crown should be equal to density of pure gold. That is the density of gold coins. So if it was actually made with pure gold, then density should be the same, because the density of the same substance will always remain the same. Now we have already seen that the mass was the same. So if volume of the gold coins is the same as the volume of the crown, then the density would be the same. But if volume of the gold coins given by the king is different or unequal to the volume of the crown, then the density would vary, and they could come to the conclusion that the crown is not made of pure gold. But how to find the volume? The crown was an irregularly shaped object, and back in those days, that is 265 BC, it was not easy to find the volume of such an irregularly shaped object. So for that, Archimedes applied an innovative technique. What was that? He observed that volume of the water displaced is equal to the volume of body immersed. So when an object is placed in a container filled with water up to the brim, then some water would come out of the container, and if we can measure the volume of the water displaced or the water which comes out of the container, then that would be equal to the volume of the body immersed. So what Archimedes did was, he immersed the crown in a container filled with water up to the brim, and obviously some water would spill out of the container. He could measure the volume of the water which spills out of the container. That would give him the volume of the crown. So that is what Archimedes did to solve the king's problem. Let us see what exactly he did. He performed a simple experiment in front of the king. He took 2 containers filled with water up to the brim, and he immersed crown and the gold coins. Now we can see the markings are not the same. The markings of the water displaced by the crown is more than the marking of the water displaced by the gold coins. So this led to the conclusion that the volume of the crown is not the same as that of the volume of the gold coins. So the volume of the water displaced by the crown is not equal to the volume of the water displaced by the gold coins. The volumes are different. Mass is constant, means mass is the same for both the crown as well as the gold coins. This means that the density of the crown is not equal to the density of gold coins. Both the densities are different. But if the crown was indeed made of pure gold, then the density of the crown should have been the same as the density of gold coins, which is not the case here. So this led to the conclusion that the crown was not made of pure gold. So this is how Archimedes solved the king's problem. So if the crown was made of pure gold, then the density of the crown should have been equal to the density of gold coins. And because the mass is the same, the volumes should also have been the same, which is not the case here. So this led them to conclude that the rumors which the king Hero has been hearing were true, indeed true, and the goldsmith had mixed some amount of silver in place of the gold coins and stolen some of the king's coins. Now the king was very furious and he punished the goldsmith. Likewise, Archimedes was rewarded for his good work. Archimedes further studied this and gave his own law, which is known as the Archimedes principle. This Archimedes principle is based on the fact that the volume of a body immersed in water is equal to the volume of the water displaced. He further studied more about it and gave many more laws, many more theorems about which we will study later. If you like this video, then subscribe to our channel. You can also register for free at DeltaStep.com to get all the learning resources as per CBSE, ICSE, IB, Cambridge or any other curriculum. Over 5,000 amazing lectures on maths, science, English and social science. Our unique interactive video technology keeps you engaged, and our iDictionary feature allows you to quickly revise any concept. Master each topic at your own pace with our adaptive practice technology and 1 million plus questions. Get instant answers and detailed solutions. Be exam ready by taking unlimited mock tests, performance analysis along with actionable feedback, personal tutors to resolve the slightest of your doubts. And that's not all. You can also win exciting prizes like PlayStations, iPads, watches and many more, along with certificates through our Earn As You Learn program. So at DeltaStep.com, learning is not just fun and easy, it is rewarding too. So register for free now.